Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through this one, because we're looking at something so fundamentally woven into our lives, pun totally intended, that we almost completely take it for granted. We're going to explore a genuinely miraculous, enduring piece of tech that literally helped build the modern world. I'm talking about the unbroken thread of human ingenuity itself, braided rope.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Think about human history for just a second. We ditch old technologies all the time, right? Floppy disks, telegraphs, old building materials, they're completely obsolete. So what 19,000-year-old tool is literally impossible to replace? It's kind of wild to think about, but the answer is an everyday artifact that hasn't fundamentally changed its core engineering since the Stone Age. It's still used in almost every environment imaginable, and honestly, it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
So, before we time travel through history, we need to understand the anatomy of rope. What makes it so utterly irreplaceable?
While the crucial point here comes down to the physics of the object, rope is, at its absolute essence, just braided fiber. But by twisting these simple fibers together, you create this remarkably supple yet incredibly strong medium. The real magic, the core power, lies in what we call tensile strength. Thanks to this tensile strength, you can use it to link objects together, allowing one object to act as a rock-solid anchor for things to safely hang from, or, pull against with massive force. That super simple act of twisting creates literally unbelievable structured power.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer adaptability of the technology. The core physics, that twisting and braiding for tensile strength, well, it remains exactly the same, even as our materials have radically evolved over time. We've gone from the traditional natural fibers that built the early world, stuff like hemp, jute, or coir, all the way to modern synthetics like nylon, and even braided steel. The material changes, but that 19,000-year-old concept, totally untouched.
All right, let's step back in time to its origins in the caves to look at some early human uses.
17,000 BCE. That is the sheer antiquity of the artifact we're talking about here. The oldest evidence of man-made rope ever discovered was found in the famous Lascaux caves in southwest France. This isn't just some fun historical footnote, it's absolute proof of early human engineering. Just imagine being a human back in 17,000 BCE, just trying to survive, and figuring out that twisting natural fibers together creates a tool stronger than any individual strand. Talk about a game changer.
So what was the actual problem they were trying to solve? Well, early humans faced a massive logistical nightmare, transporting what they just hunted. This early rope became an absolutely essential hunting tool. They used it to securely tie up and carry heavy prey over long distances back to their camps. Without this twisted fiber, the physical limits of what early hunters could harvest and bring back would have been, well, severely constrained. It was literally a revolutionary solution for survival.
Let's move forward and see how this scales up, specifically in ancient Egypt.
Okay, so before machinery came along, weaving these fibers was an incredibly arduous, painstaking, handcrafted process. It took forever. But then, the ancient Egyptians completely changed the game. They actually developed the very first mechanical tools specifically designed for weaving rope. They took that tedious hand-weaving process and engineered a way to mechanize it, which paved the way for way larger, stronger, and much more uniform ropes.
Now, what's really interesting about this Egyptian innovation is why they needed it in the first place. Why invent mechanical rope weaving tools? Because they were building massive monuments. The enhanced tensile strength and the sheer length of this newly mechanized rope provided the exact medium they needed to pull, lift, and maneuver huge stones. The pyramids and monuments we marvel at today, they were made possible, in large part, by the technological advancement of braided fiber.
Fast forward a bit, and we enter the era of the giant roperies and industrial-scale production.
As human ambition took to the oceans, sailing ships really became the driving force of the global economy and military power. And here's the thing, sailing ships require enormous lengths of rope to control their sails and rigging. Hand weaving, or even those early Egyptian-style tools, just couldn't keep up anymore. The sheer volume of rope needed pushed production right out of small workshops and necessitated a massive leap into dedicated industrial machinery.
To accommodate this explosion in demand, entirely new types of architecture had to be invented. They were called cakewalks, or roperies. These were highly specialized industrial buildings. Because rope needs to be spun in continuous, unbroken strands to keep that crucial tensile strength, these buildings were specifically designed to house machines for spinning extremely long lengths of it. We are talking about structures built to be up to 300 yards, or 275 meters long. It's a staggering sense of scale. A building whose entire footprint is dictated by the shape of the technology it's producing.
To really wrap our heads around this, let's look at the prime example of this industrial escalation. Located at the former naval dockyard in Chatham, England, sits a legendary ropery constructed way back in the year 1720. And to give you a sense of just how crucial rope was to the British Empire's naval dominance, get this: when this ropery was built, it was the absolute longest building in all of England. No joke.
So exactly how long was it? 440 yards. That is 400 meters long. A quarter of a mile of continuous indoor space, erected over 3 centuries ago for the sole dedicated purpose of spinning long strands of twisted fiber. To put that into perspective, that's like laying 4 entire football fields end to end inside a single building. Just visualize the massive scale of that operation for the year 1720.
But wait, here is the real wait what moment of this whole explainer. 300 years. The Chatham Naval Dockyards facility isn't just some museum piece or a quiet relic of the past. Actually, scratch that, it is historic, but that exact same building, originally erected in 1720, is actually still actively producing rope on the premises today. After nearly 3 centuries, the demand and the method are so fundamentally sound that the exact same facility is doing exactly what it was built to do. Incredible, right?
Let's quickly review this incredible chronological journey. We started way back at 17,000 BCE with the earliest evidence in the Lascaux caves, solving huge problems for early hunters. Then we moved to the ancient era, where the Egyptians developed the first mechanical tools to move monumental stones. We jumped to 1720 AD and the massive industrial scale of the Chatham Ropery, and finally we arrive at the present day where the technology is literally still in active production. Across this massive 19,000-year timeline, the underlying physics, the tensile strength created by braiding and twisting fibers to link objects together, has never, ever changed.
Which brings us to our final thought for today. If an invention from 17,000 BCE outlasts the introduction of synthetic steel, modern machinery, and the entire digital age, will we ever truly replace it? It's a miraculous testament to early human problem-solving, a simple twist of fiber that built the pyramids, sailed the oceans, and still holds our world together today. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep wondering, keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.